Have you ever got stuck in a dream? We're going to talk about UFOs or UAPs showing up, when they show up, getting stuck in a dream. Also, you can activate appliances. And we're going to talk about or hear about children's psychic awareness. Welcome to the New Spirit Radio Show by the Society of Novus Spiritus, founded by world-renowned spiritual teacher Sylvia Browne. I hope we all agree today's date is August 27th of 2025. Coming to you live from California, both NorCal and SoCal are your hosts, Reverend Tom Bigley and Reverend Catherine Taylor, playing audio segments we call Messages from Spirit. Why? Helping you understand the fundamental question, what are we here for?
These segments are recorded trance sessions from Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide. So for new people, Sylvia was a full trance medium, which means Sylvia contracted to let her and Francine's essences exchange places in Sylvia's body. And we think of our bodies being similar to a car. One driver gets out and another driver gets in. And this allowed Francine to share spiritual knowledge with us directly from the other side.
On occasion, another master teacher and healer, a guide named Rahim, would exchange with Sylvia and present us with spiritual information as well. Francine and Rahim shared directly from sources like the Akashic Records, Mother and Father God, our spirit guides, Christ, and many others.
And meanwhile, during trance, Sylvia would sit on a nice bench in a rose garden on the other side.
And here are our hosts, Reverend Catherine Taylor and Reverend Tom Bigley.
Hello, how's it going?
Hey, we're here. We're on.
Fabulous.
And the internet is being nice to us at this time.
At this time, yes.
we
Always
had
an adventure.
Yeah, it's like I've had technical challenges just getting this started that I've never had before. So anyway, that's where we're at. But we're here, and that's what's important right now. For new people, welcome. I want to give a brief outline just so you have an idea why this takes so long, why these go on for a while. First, we start out with some announcements, and then we have a favorite segment we call, How Did You Use Novus Spiritus Philosophy? If you're familiar with it, now's a fun time to start posting in the comments so we can read and share later. That's followed by special prayers and a moment of silence. Then we get into the trance segments. We have 3 trance segments tonight. Then that's followed by a meditation by Sylvia. I'll talk about some closing notes. And next in line would be the special prayer ceremony we call novena, a novena. I'll talk about that when we get there and describe how we do that. That's followed by appreciation, and we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia. At the very end, if you'd like, we'd love to hear what you thought of the show. What was your favorite part? Post it in the comments, because then I'll be putting it across the bottom. We'll be tagging it on the bottom of the screen for everyone to see in the video. Now, I got the wrong container. Oh well, because the other one burned out. Oh well. Now it's fun time to light a candle. Bless you.
Oh gosh, goodness.
That would have blown this candle out. Anyway, we got the candle lit. If it's a good place for you to be lighting candles, by all means, this is a good time to do that. If it's, how do you say, fire challenged or safety challenged where you're at, by all means, get those little flickery things for fun to give some ambiance. This says announcements. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers and followers. I see the numbers are going up. That's great to see. Hey, if you're not sure if you want to help others benefit from this content, but you can pay it forward and promote this content. So on Facebook, share, like, and follow, and on YouTube, subscribe, thumbs up, and click on the bell. Did that sound like it made sense?
Yes.
Good, because I just read it and I was like, that doesn't sound right. But that's my promotion to say, hey, help us on Facebook and YouTube. Also, you can donate by credit card, Venmo, or PayPal. and Zelle. That's a very common, it's a common money transfer service between the major banks, and you can send your donations to office@novus.org. If you're not sure if it got connected right or if you typed it in right, by all means, send $5 and call the office and verify that it got sent. Oh, here's another one. I don't know if you need a personal trainer for the soul, but just like a personal trainer helps strengthen your body, Chris Dufresne helps strengthen your soul for the journey ahead. So don't miss out on Chris question specials with email notifications. How? Go to this website, put your email in there, and you will get notified. Facebook users, let's see. First of all, Facebook it holds videos, to my understanding, even like this one, for 30 days, and then they disappear. So you'll have to find another venue like, YouTube for looking at past our past shows. Also, if you would like your name to be seen in chats so that we can read who you are in chat, you'll have to go to the description, click on that link that says talkstudiostreamlabs.com/Facebook and accept the permissions on there. Fortunately, I believe we've heard that it's a one-time thing, which is good. But that, gets you notified. Well, it helps us see who you are so we can call you by name. Let's see. We did that. Now's our fun segment we call How Did You Use Novus Spiritus Philosophy Last Week? And I like to offer Kat to go first, whether she points at me or points at her.
All right. So while Tom and I are chatting, if folks in the comment section would like to share what did you use of Novus philosophy, whether accidentally or intentionally, it's always so much fun to read what you have to say. I guess I'll volunteer to go first.
Cool. Hope I remember mine.
Mm-hmm. So I was listening to some older trances that we haven't heard in a super, super long time, and I was doing some reflection on some wisdom that Francine was sharing to the group, and I think it was just ministers and and I was really, really struck by how she was saying that, it's not a coincidence that when a group of people get together for a very, very positive purpose, that people will naturally have a background in like logistics or a natural, they'll have these natural backgrounds in some aspect in order to like get this really positive thing going. And and she was saying, like, do you think that's coincidence? No, it is not coincidence. So I was just thinking of times in my life where I've encountered really positive situations like that, and kind of my reaction to it. And I'm kind of trying to intentionally shift that for the future, to pay more attention to if you meet somebody with, if you've got something that you want to do, you meet somebody that has a background in the thing that's been itching at you, to pay attention to that. And I've been thinking, like, in this, like when COVID happened and everybody spent tons of time at home, we're not doing anything. I really got extremely interested in trying to figure out how to put stories together and videos, and I started like having this just really, really intense, like I spend so much time listening to other people talk about like what works, what doesn't work for putting stories together, putting videos together, putting a lot of this stuff together, and for creating things for basically like YouTube and whatnot. And I was thinking, like, to myself, I was like, oh, maybe that was a waste. Like, I've been thinking for a while, I was like, this is a waste of time. What am I going to do with this? And then listening to that trance, I was like, wait a second. I've been no, this is all, it's all part of wanting to do things for spiritual purpose. Because when Francine mentioned in that trance, like, no, it's not a coincidence that like a bunch of you ministers all have these different backgrounds and these different expertises, and like, go forth and do those things. And so I found that was that it's really, I spent the last couple of days really kind of trying to come to terms with like, it's okay that I like doing it's okay that I like exploring these things about videography and in storytelling, and that I love the honor of being here on this show with you, Tom, and being able to share and explore and help with this aspect of ministry. And so that is like on a personal level, and myself as a minister, that is what I've been reflecting on the last couple of days, and just allowing myself to go into permission. And one other thing that I'll mention, one person that trance said, I've been I haven't quite been ready for X, Y, and Z, but and Francine was so gracious. She's like, you've been working up to it. That's okay. You weren't ready this last time, but you'll be ready next time. You're just still basically cooking on this like skill. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I just felt this release of like, okay,
yeah,
on this skill, and like, people are ready when they're ready. So anyway, that's on a very, very honest and personal level. That's what I've been thinking about. So
cool. I mean, that goes. What comes to mind also is you have to activate. They're not going to knock on your door. You have to get up and get out of the house and socialize. Get out there, and you'll be drawn to people. I was just watching a video post of Chris talking about if you're supposed to go out and meet somebody, you can't just dress up and go out one day and expect them to show up. You got to get out and get around. Then you'll meet them. Then you'll be brought together. So that it kind of, to me, that sounds like that fits. It's have in mind, which I've personally struggled with holding that idea in mind. I think of oh darn it, what was the movie with Robin Williams where he passed away and they show him on the other side? What dreams may
come. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So his vision on the other side of his perfect place was that scenery in the hillside and the house on the side of the lake, and and as he starts stepping in it, it's paint. It's undried paint. Well, that's a great representation of it's not filled in properly. You gotta fill in the details.
You gotta fill in the details, yeah.
And that's what I have struggled with personally, is clarifying what all those things are. What's going to make you happy? We have to, we can yell and scream, and I think Francine would say, when you yell, help me, help me, help me. Help me with what? How do you want to help? That's and I like to emphasize with people, ask for the outcome. What's the visualize what that outcome is. And yes, we also have to get out and activate. So fun. That's a fun reflection, and it's fun to
get a reflection on activation.
And the internal resonance of, hey, we're doing okay. We're getting stuff, we're getting some external thing that reminds us, hey, we're doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Cool.
So, yeah, it was really neat. What did you use of Novus philosophy recently, or was that your reflection?
No,
Okay,
I could have said that,
I'm
but
excited.
that's I don't want to.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm excited now.
What I've been observing recently, recall, we're supposed to watch for patterns in things, and what, oddly enough, I've been seeing patterns of the current situation with who I work for and how it's patternistically, if that's a word, similar to a job I had many years ago that was sort of the beginning of getting to my next level.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. That's because I recall that there were three basic jobs, and the third one was my petitioning to work at Disneyland. No, I didn't work
Interesting.
at Disneyland, but I had asked, "Hey, I want something that's like working at Disneyland,"
Mm.
and I thought of in terms of, for me, I know I wouldn't be working at Disneyland, but in having some kind of working in the background kind of stuff with the animatronics and creating stuff, mechanical stuff was my got me excited. And sure enough, that's what that third job was I got to work in several. I worked for an automation company. We hand built automated equipment. Had some of the parts manufactured, but we would build the hardware, build the equipment, the automation that would go into manufacturing processes. And we did jobs for many different industries. We had local manufacturing here, a lot of local manufacturing here in the Bay Area that we embellished on their manufacturing processes. We built things to embellish their manufacturing. So a lot of fun stuff, a lot of unique things that I got to see. Well, that first job, I'm seeing a pattern of how the behavior and the personality of the boss. I'm seeing that now in the where I work now. And I'm like, oh, well,
Mm.
that's interesting. Does that mean what's next?
Mm.
And what's going to be
Oh,
that
interesting.
next Disneyland thing for me?
Ah, interesting.
And the part of the clue is I've, what's, how do I, part of the clue is Chris told me several years ago I need to get into video. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I haven't been, for a variety of reasons, from insecurity and challenges and
Relatable.
time challenges and all kinds of things. It's like
Mhm.
I've pushed it off, and now I'm like, okay, I really got to focus on this.
Mm.
I have an opportunity. Well, how many fingers am I going to use? There's opportunity, and it's like have mentioned, taking that container of time and throwing out the big stones and starting over again. So that's what I'm in the process of. But it's a unique pattern of, oh, to get me to that Disneyland job, I I've got to transition. And oh, by the way, I guess that there's going to be some transition here. Where, how, what, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm getting out there and what's the word? I'm getting out there and getting myself involved, taking a bite out of
Mm.
life, as it were. I
Love
think
it.
one of the Francine or Rahim were just talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, I
sinking your
know what it
teeth into
was.
life.
the
Tell
reference
me.
was the reference was in the book of dreams when you dream
Oh.
about your teeth falling out. Yes, there's a common notion that you may have felt you said something wrong, but it's also you're not taking a bite out of life.
Mm.
You're not getting involved with life enough. So
Interesting.
that's why I'm using the analogy is I'm getting out there and taking bigger bites out of into life, as it were.
Excellent. Excellent wisdom. I'm excited to see what you do next. I
Yeah.
will absolutely say that, because I think you have so many skills and technical skills, and you're so trustworthy to listen to, and just excited
And you know
to see
what?
you do next.
Somebody just told me that too, and I was like, it wasn't from, and it was from somebody I wouldn't have expected that comment
Interesting.
from, because they were, what am I don't want to say. When I say coworker, it's because we both work under the same brokerage, even though a coworker might be under the same employer. So, anyway, that's how real estate works here, or at least in my circle. Anyway, one of my co-agents, thank you. That's a better way to say it. I wouldn't have expected him to say that, and he had been thinking about, doing video and so on. He hasn't really seemed to have pushed very far, or that's what appears, but we'll see what happens with him. But I thought it was an interesting point.
It is. That's really cool. I would love to read some of our comments of what folks have also been using. All right. So, hello to everyone on YouTube and Facebook. It is marvelous to see you all. So you mentioned at the very, very start that we're going to talk a little bit about astral catalepsy, and then it's in the comments. And Cheryl shares, I talked to a Greek Orthodox person that had a priest get rid of his astral projections because it said it was a trap from the devil. I've got some thoughts, and when we hear more about this in tonight's show, please remind me, and we'll come back to it, because I do have some thoughts about that. I'm glad that people get relief from different sources. But just as a friendly reminder, we here at Novus do not believe in the devil and demons, and yet it is interesting that like Sylvia has talked about working with priests who've done done different sorts of interventions to help people with some of these things. So, all right. Garden shares, I had 2 questions from God answered while writing out notes from last week's session. Absolutely amazing and reassuring too. That is so beautiful and marvelous. God bless. That is excellent.
Should we pick on her and say, well, what was it?
Yeah, we feel like sharing. Would be really curious.
If you're,
Francis says, hello from Michigan. Hello, Francis. Joni says, hello from Arizona. Marvelous. Carolyn, who asked us to pray for her marvelous partner of many, many years, says hello and thank you for the prayers. And she sent me an email saying that her partner is doing better. So that is just excellent. So we'll continue to pray for Sally today and ongoing. Over on YouTube, Space shares, I got stuck in a dream last night because I was actually in the spot where the dream was. So it was confusing because I was drunk when I went to sleep. And I was like, dude, I should be trying to get up and leave. I'm too drunk and everything was spinning. And I realized it was spinning too much and it wasn't real. And I've only had the room spin once drunk and it wasn't like this. And I woke up and left. Like it was some type of trick. Oh yeah. Substances can have really, really intense effects sometimes. Influences. Yeah, we've and it's not a judgment. We're not here to make any sorts of judgments whatsoever. What we've heard from the spirit guides at different points is that sometimes when people get super, super inebriated, it leaves us open to these sorts of kind of intense experiences that are not always positive. Like it's like the natural protection of the body and soul is diminished when people are really inebriated. But I'm wishing you tons of well. I hope you have safe fun, and keep us posted on different things that are happening in your life. It's great to see you in the comments. Kristen shares, I petitioned Mother Asna to cure my daughter-in-law of dengue fever in Fiji. Oh my goodness. As there was no hospitals on the isle that they were on. I wrote it down and burned the petition, placed the ashes in the garden. Within 15 minutes, I got a knowing that she would be okay. And yes, a nurse showed up and gave her an IV antibiotics. Great. Wow. Jorge shares, that is tremendous. I just want to say that, and keep praying for your.
I didn't know they didn't have hospitals on Fiji. I've known I've known a person and met one or two people from Fiji.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Space clarifies too. He's saying, I kept trying to sit up but couldn't in the dream. Yeah, that sounds like a little bit of astral catalepsy going on when you're trying to move and it just isn't connecting. It's frustrating. So we're going to hear more about how to help with this. So stay tuned. Jorge shares, I've been having crazy nightmares lately, and today I asked God to afford a nice chair for my living room apartment. Earlier, I bought a light blue chair on sale at World Market. I saved just about $350. Thank God. That is good. That is very good. That's actually where I got the chair that I'm sitting in right now, is World Market. I love this chair so much. It's just, oh man, I'll be so sad when this chair wears out. I love this chair.
Consider yourself lucky, because we don't have World Market here.
Goodness. All right. Yvonne shares, I want a precognitive dream to see my future. I'm scared now. I had dreams when I was a kid that came true. Oh.
Well, ask for it before you go to bed at night. Ask, I want to see some. Now, the other thing too is
something helpful.
Yes. Ask for something helpful, because and the understanding of what's significant about that. About whatever you see.
Yeah. I remember Sylvia saying earlier in her life when she was just coming to terms with her psychic insights, she told God, please only show me something that I can do something about, and don't scare me half to death.
Right.
I think that absolutely counts here. I know that you've been through a lot, Yvonne, and I just want you to have as much gentleness and grace with yourself as you get to the next day. So it's okay to ask for some gentleness too, if you need some insight into seeing the future. Don't let fear get too much over you. That's what I would say. Yeah, keep praying for you too. Alyssa says, can I get prayers for my grandmother to recover from a broken leg? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, well, absolutely. Put that in her prayer book. Kristen clarifies too about Fiji. It was a far outer island from the center of Fiji.
Oh, I see.
Wow. Okay.
Still, it's like being out in the middle of the Sierras needing help, and the hospital's miles away, and yours is separated. That's separated by water. So challenging.
Mm-hmm. And then Crystal over on Facebook says, I've learned being specific in prayer and asking is very important. Yes, absolutely. And it is okay to be specific, and it is absolutely always okay to ask. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you everyone for your comments. We look forward to ongoing conversation as a community as we go forward today and listen to Francine share wisdom with us.
Cool. Also, if you hear fun phrases, favorite famous phrases, as I like to call them, let us know. I've collected several. Kat has helped me collect several. If you hear something that we haven't registered, by all means, let us know, because we like to collect those and give them those droplets. And just like you see at the bottom of the screen, motive, motive, motive. Motive is everything.
Yes.
Special
Amen.
prayers. Okay. Again, special prayers. Visualize. I encourage you to visualize what that outcome could be for someone. Yes, be as specific as you can, if whether it's for you or someone you know or a group of people. There's been another shooting in another. Actually, this was at a church, a Catholic church school, and I forget which state. I just heard it came out today. Lots of things you could think about, or you come across. By all means, visualize that outcome the way you think it would be helpful. And let's take a moment of silence, because we're going to ask Mother God, the archetypes, archangels, and our spirit guides to get in there and make the assistance help out in some form or other. We're the ones that have to reach over and ask them. So let's take a moment of silence, and we're going to get them to activate and help out. We're going to put energy towards it too. Oh, man.
Amen.
It was fun to see. Chris has some recent posts showing what Sylvia had predicted, in I think it was the book Phenomena. Which one's the red book? The reddish. I think it's Phenomena. Anyway, he was showing, talking about the prediction. His mom predicted about the pandemic, and I was thinking of
This one? End of
is
days?
it end of? You know what? Maybe it was, because that's
Phenomenon is blue. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, then it must have been end of days. He was using that and reading it in the thing about Sylvia predicting the pandemic. Well, before I lose the point, I was thinking in terms of Sylvia's prediction of the progression of our political program, our political functioning in the United States. So it'd be fun to go read that and see what you think, how you feel, and observe, the patterns that are going on. Also, if putting prayers in the comments is great. That's, on public display. If you'd like to do private prayer requests, go to our website and look for the prayer chain. You can post on there as well. And yes, we always include that. And I like to share or add to that, be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it. We've done that. We took care of that. Let's see. Somebody did try and call in and wonder why the conference call number doesn't work, because it doesn't work. So I'm delaying the conference call, calling in and listening while we're live until I can get it coordinated with the Zoom program, Zoom service. So that's going to be somewhere in the near future. There we go. Trance segments. That's what I was looking for.
Marvelous. Okay. So we are picking up with Francine from last week. Excuse me while I find my little notes here. Okay. So she was starting to talk last week about how specific objects and rituals don't themselves have power, but it's like what these items have been used for. So she's gonna pick up talking right into the tail end of that. Avoiding red and black candles. Wicca is positive and is about the Mother Goddess. Carlos Castaneda, who's the author of the Four Agreements, was a good person, but got very sidetracked by seeking power. UFOs arrive and they study volcanoes, the Earth's movement, and they help heal the ozone. Earth was colonized by Andromeda, and Crab Nebula UFOs only show up when there are dire circumstances, and they are here to help, offer protection, and just various helps.
Cool. All right.
All right.
I'm ready. Hope you're ready.
Cool.
Here we go.
Excited.
The same as we never believe in using red or black candles because they also take with them the energy. Not that the candle in itself is bad. It's the same as I wouldn't want you to hang a crucifix upside down. Not because a crucifix has any power, only because it has been the symbol of positive energy, and if you abort it to something else, it becomes negative then.
Once I took a black candle, I wrapped it in newspaper because I scratched the name of the individual, my adversary, across it. Wrapped it in newspaper and stuck it in the freezer for 30 days to make the person infant. It worked, but it didn't make me feel real good. The energy was so bad coming back home.
Oh, yes.
That was so silly.
Well, it's because you didn't know, and you can't blame yourself for that. Many people on a spiritual crusade go into all forms of things trying to find out where their power source is, and finally realize that it's within their God-centeredness, that they don't need any of the usual paraphernalia. I don't believe that there's such a thing as good witches. I think there are good Wiccists, but I think anyone who professes to be a witch has to be very careful because the name itself carries with it dark and ominous. And it is a power trip, and people have to be very wary of power trips. Besides, it has nothing to do with Gnostic Christianity anyway. And the Gnostic Christians felt that they were far superior. They might have dabbled in it when they were earlier on, as most of everyone has at some point in some lifetime, but realized that they had outgrown that, just as you have. Yes?
You mentioned Don Juan. Wouldn't you say that some of the methods he used to teach Carlos Castaneda were dangerous?
Yes, very dangerous.
Is there good to be drawn out of all that?
Not very much. If you notice that everything that he did, as far as Castaneda was concerned, was a power trip. Everything was power. You see, what you don't realize is you have more power inside of you given from God than you ever need to find from any mentor.
Would he be a dark spirit?
No, I think he was trying to be good, but I think he got very caught up in his own power. Yes.
Francine, when you told me petition the goddess Asna more
Yes.
aggressively, I found that I didn't really know what you meant, even after reading the book she wrote, the other side,
Yes.
everything. Could you explain to me what you did?
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes, and also tell her, you can speak to her more on a, how shall I say, human note than you can address God the Father, because he's very impotent as far as interfering. So you can address her aggressively, such as, I want this now, Asna, please tend to me, help me now.
Should I do it aloud, like speaking to a guide?
Oh, certainly. I think anything that's spoken aloud carries with it more power. That's why churches have always used the prayer aloud method. It's much better. Yes.
Francine, what's a Wiccist?
A Wiccist was an early witch who believed in the energy powers of the forces of nature. It was a coven with 13 people in attendance, which is an exact rebuttal to what they say anyway, to the 12 apostles with one, which was Judas at the temple. At the Last Supper. The coven always was run by females. Now, that was all right because, you see, in the early days of the Wiccas, that was the belief in the Mother Goddess. And so women of the Wiccas were revered. Were in the patriarchal religion, men were revered and women were put out to pasture because they bled. And they were thought to be unclean. And that was terrible for women. And that's been handed down even to this day. But the Wiccas believed that the Mother Goddess ruled the planet. And she was something to be revered. And she's the one that gave birth to the planet. And in actuality, she did. Because the living planet, in life, this is her domain. And people have asked me what happens when all life ends here. But she has other planets in which she attends to simultaneously, concurrently. Now, to get to the UFOs, and I addressed this with you last time, but I want to talk to you about it because there's so many sightings that are going to be coming about very quickly. Over Death Valley is going to be a great amassing of, and usually happens almost every June. There also is a great amassing of UFOs over Mount Shasta, Mount Lassen, and some over Mount St. Helene. And this is right before any disturbance in Earth atmosphere, which has to do with not only the polar tilt becoming more imminent, but also the ozone layer, which is tearing far more rapidly than it should be. Also, a lot of volcanic activity is going to be seen through summer months and fall because of the shifting of the Earth's plates. So you are going to get some shakers and quakers, as you might say, during the last part of summer and into early fall, which is not of any consequence. I just want you to know that it's part of the shifting of the polar tilt, of which you still have 15 more years that you can worry about. Yes?
Francine, when you say Mount Helena, are you talking about Mount St. Helens in Washington?
Yes, we call it Helena, you call it Mount St. Helens. The UFOs come down, and you are not only contacted by ultra, but extra terrestrials. I am more of what you call the ultra terrestrial, and what is outside in your own dimension is the extraterrestrial, which means it is, and there is a very strong, which is the first time in the history of your planet that Crab Nebula is coming. And most of the time you've been visited by Andromedans, but the Crab Nebulites are coming. We were colonized by Andromeda, but the Crab Nebulites are coming, which is a sure sign to all of us that are ultra-terrestrials that something very dramatic is happening. The only time the Crab Nebulites show up is when there is something going on that is of dire circumstance, which of course is something that we've been predicting for a long time, is the Earth's shift on its axis. But you shouldn't look at it as being a depressing time. It is a glorious time. The adversity that's happening in your planet should give you all of the fodder to create and procreate your own spirituality. It's a time of tremendous upsurge of divine guidance, of energy, of cleansing. It's almost like how a person feels after they've been purged of a high colonic or vomiting or anything else that goes on, and how well the person feels afterwards. But you will be contacted, and you should really, if you want to be contacted and not frightened, like that awful book that came out, The Communion, that scared everyone to death. These people are not cruel and mean. They don't take you up and stab you and probe you and hurt you. And they don't make you into some kind of androided robot. They're very kind and loving. The only thing that the Andromedans have done when they've taken people on board is scan them to see what kind of mutations that the ozone layer has created in the organs. It's almost like an experiment, but they certainly haven't pierced the brain matter and put probes through your ears or anything else.
There we go. So hopefully, if they were, for some of us, they would see through one side through the other. They'd see the wall on the other side of the room, looking through
Oh,
our
dear.
ears.
Oh dear.
Also, a fun. My partner Rosie's been watching YouTube. What do you call it? Podcasters. Thank you. That's the right word. She's been watching podcasters, and several of them have talked about in Mexico. There's a corner. There's sort of a corner of 4 states, kind of like we have 4 of our states. New Mexico, Arizona, I think Colorado, and Utah all have meet at a corner, a sharp corner. There's something like that in Mexico, and supposedly from these podcasts, there's been similar
Yeah, UAPs.
Thank you. That's the word I was
Yeah.
thinking. UAP, or an acronym. UAP activity or UFO activity in that area, which I thought, oh, all right, that's interesting.
Very interesting. Oh my goodness. There's something that I appreciate about UFOs is that someone doesn't necessarily need to be like gung ho into spirituality to still have a sense of wonder and like expanding of like, oh my gosh, like there's just this sense of wonder that comes over people when we talk about UAPs, UFOs, and extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
People are just like, gosh, there's something more. There's something maybe better. There's something that could be really, really grand. And it's like this very humbling feeling that you see kind of come over people. And yeah, that is encouraging for spirituality. And I really, really am curious to see if the extraterrestrials are going to decide to kind of out themselves, because it seems like they are kind of in that direction.
Yeah.
I'm really, really curious to see that, because she's saying here that other planets are Gnostic. Other planets are spiritual. UFOs are spiritual. Crab Nebula, like nobody's like, they're not here to hurt people, and they're here to uplift. And what a marvelous thing that if humanity does start to accept extraterrestrials, is like, oh gosh, and like here's this like huge expanding of like, oh, it's possible, and then they say like, yeah, God exists, dummies. Like, wow, you know. Just,
at least it would show.
So wild.
At least it would, in my mind anyway, it would give give our humanness the sense of, because on a spiritual note, you know, I understand, I feel that, you know, there's the other side and things are going on, you know, spirit guides, ghosts, and things like that. But there's the human side of us that likes to see, feel, and touch, you know, evidence of it. And that would, well, that's of course if people accept the acknowledge the fact that somebody from another planet shows up, that they accept the validation that they're offering. It's like, well, now I don't know what they could offer to validate that they came from there. But anyway, side point. When somebody sees or understands that would be, to me, a helpful, aha moment of there's more to us than just what, you know, we see or feel, and
just science.
help us realize that the analogy that comes to mind is we as humans on this planet are like a drop being dropped in the ocean.
Yes.
You know, there's
extraordinary.
there's a vastness to, you know, what's more than what we see and feel in front of us. Cool. Any comments?
Yeah, we've got some comments. Let me look over here. Okay, so okay. So Kristen says, love this. That's so cool. I completely agree, Kristen. AC asks, are ETs capable of erasing your memory? I don't know. I
We'll have
honestly
to validate the Men in Black's little tool.
Yeah,
Supposedly, yes. I mean, supposedly people don't remember when they wake up, but yet some people have had hypnosis, for lack of a better term, regression or recall, and that's where their recall comes from, is being under hypnosis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And it's probably, from what I've gathered, it sounds like they might use those techniques so that they don't scare people to death. You know, if you had people in spacesuits show up and be like, what's up? How's it going? Could be very, very unsettling. So, but a lot of folks who talk about having visitations with UFOs or encounters with UFOs talk about feeling surrounded by just incredible positivity. Even if they do describe being on a spaceship, they often are describing like not being afraid and having just like incredible sense of wellness and well-being. And you know, it really sounds like all the extraterrestrials out there are really, you know, on the side of not scaring us to death and really trying to help us with things. So we're going to hear more about UFOs though as we go on tonight. Somebody made a comment about visiting Mount Shasta. Mm-hmm. I do want to say we're going to hear more about Mount Shasta today, and I recall, to the best that I'm able to recall, that Mount Shasta, that they said about Mount Shasta and other parts of the trances, is that there was a lot of negative dark entities who moved into the area. So not all places in the Mount Shasta area might feel all that great. So just do your tools of protection before you go, and hope you have a fun trip. Crystal asks, are Gnostics on Mother Earth from Lemuria or Atlantis? I've not heard much about, just from what I've read in Phenomenon, and I'm curious. Ooh. What
say that again?
Are Gnostics from Lemuria or Atlantis?
Is that a one or the other she's asking?
Perhaps a mix of both. I don't know. A lot of, okay, so what I recall is that that Lemuria was very, very, very predominantly Gnostic, and we had a more pastoral life. We did have libraries with advanced technology for, keeping track of our huge libraries of knowledge, but Lemuria wasn't as gung-ho about technology. Atlantis, on the other hand, was very much like Silicon Valley, is what we've heard in terms of its culture and attitude. So just super like technocrat, tech bro sort of energy in that area. And so Atlanteans would oftentimes come over to Lemuria to get away and sort of reset and work on their spirituality. And Lemuria was also the people that primarily warned about the like earth changes. And we were told that some like Lemurians had an exodus. Some went to become the Mayan civilization, and we've seen through recent genetic investigations that it looks like there were people in South America much earlier than traditional science would have thought. So they're like, where did those people come from? So went over to South America and the Mayans, Incan civilizations, very, very like early times. We also were told that a lot of Lemurians went to Tibet, and that a lot of the Lemurian scrolls are actually there, and that is where like Sanskrit came from, is actually Lemuria. So that was what we were told. And we were also told that most people on Atlantis did not leave, did not heed the signs. They were just too honed in on their Silicon Valley sort of mentality, and they ended up passing away during
the cataclysm.
Yeah. So.
Also, a reminder,
please.
we were just hearing Francine was talking about, oh, you've got like 15 years that you don't have to worry about for what's coming, and I believe she was referring to the West Coast cataclysm, California and so on falling off, and we know that got changed after this. That whole idea got changed later on. So anyway, just wanted to let people know that these aren't upcoming things. That particular one is not an upcoming thing at this time.
Correct. You do not have to worry about that at this time. So I hope that helped. But I will say, just because someone had a life in Atlantis doesn't mean that they're not Gnostic.
Right. That was the point. There we go. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah. Chris Dufresne gave my husband and I a reading and said, like, you had 3 past lives, one in Egypt, one in like medieval times, and then another one on Atlantis. And so it was really, really, really cool. But as far as the society structure, Lemuria was predominantly like a Gnostic society. Old School shares, I've found 14 hummingbird feathers all over my property in the last couple days. It's a sign my lawyer husband and I decided on before he passed, and I've been talking to him a lot lately. That is really beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Wow.
Yeah. Garden shares, the Book of Spirit Animals from Sylvia and Chris. The raven symbol of protection is a symbol of protection against dark entities, and it's a symbol of the carrion angels that protect against dark entities. And it sounds like somebody found some raven feathers recently, so I must say it was very peaceful and relaxing in the woods. It's beautiful. Jill says, the ETs are walking amongst us. I would love to meet them. I think, yes. I think it would be beautiful to meet them. They're just people. That's it. They're just people from a different society. That's fine. How many different societies do we have on Earth? Quite a few. So just from a different society. They're just people. Is there any way to contact ETs? Hold on to that thought. We're going to hear more about that in the next section. Crystal says, I feel like we are on Atlantis now. I would agree with that. Yes, it is. I remember them saying in the trance, the best of that I can recall, that a lot of the Atlanteans that were like in that very tech heavy time period, a lot of those folks are back and haven't learned a thing, is what I remember the quote as being. Bless them. I hope they get to whatever they need to get to spiritually. Aaron says, I've been petitioning Mother Asna a lot lately. I need money to help us move. I'll keep you in our prayers.
One more.
Soul Cry says, Sylvia predicted Atlantis and Lemuria would rise again between 2020 and 2030. Do you guys feel like it will still occur? I don't know. I wish I knew. I hope it does, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that happens. That's a major shift.
Yeah.
So, yeah. hasn't happened, so we got time to watch and observe, and so I think it'll be fun. Cool.
Yes.
What's the next segment?
All right, next segment we have more about UFOs. Some thoughts about astral catalepsy and how to help with that. All planets are Gnostic. Crab nebulans are very spiritual. And then we're going to hear about UFO cloaking devices. Ooh, very interesting.
All right, here we go.
All right.
The only thing that the Andromedans have done when they've taken people on board is scan them to see what kind of mutations that the ozone layer has created in the organs. It's almost like an experiment, but they certainly haven't pierced the brain matter and put probes through your ears or anything else. Yes.
I'm seeing the percentage of, I guess, the worldwide human population that are reincarnated ultra-terrestrials. Is it very small?
Yes. Very small compared to what you would call of the billions of people that come in. Yes. Because of the white entity population compared to the dark entity population. Dark entity population means that these entities never choose to go to the other side. They just want to keep coming back and back into life. And every planet has them. Unfortunately, yours has too many.
How do you say we will be approached? Is it, you say it's by our own volition that we give permission as such? Is it in our sleep, or is it?
You can be approached in your sleep. You can go to any one of these points, which Santa Fe is going to be really bombarded by them. You'll get telepathic messages.
Personally, in my sleeps, I think after that I asked Sylvia about, she recommended a book I read, but I was very frightened and it was pressure over my whole body. And I just immediately white lighted myself in that sort of...
A lot of you are going to get that pressure, and it's because of the not only the planetary alignments now, but also this UFOs that are now scanning.
Can you explain what that was?
It is a catalepsy. It is when you're astrally out. See, they have the power to suck you right out. Now, I don't want that to frighten you. I mean, they can make you astrally come towards them. And when you are awakened too quickly to get back in, you'll feel that paralysis. Pressure on your whole body. It's you trying to get back into you. But it always feels like it's something else, but it's you trying to push into you. Yes.
I'm trying to get back in my body. This has happened to me almost every other night. Why is that?
Because you're out so much lately, and what you've got to do is surround yourself with a white light and say, I only want to go out twice a week. And when I do, I want my exit and entrance to be very smooth, or else you'll have this kind of thing. And it's not pleasant.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's terribly uncomfortable, and it feels like you're screaming inside of your head and you can't move. So if you do what I tell you, every night when you go to bed, say, I want to go out, but I want to remember, bring it back with me and make my exit and entrance very easily with a white light and a burning flame around me. You won't have that pressure anymore, I promise you. Yes?
We had seen during this time, this black energy that's coming and the power that's coming right now, would this be difficult for a lot of people who have not experienced?
Yes. It'll throw some people off, and you watch your co-workers now. You watch your family, your co-workers that are not aware of this, and they'll claim that it's Mercury in retrograde or whatever they might use, or that it's flu season, or they're on PMS or AMP or whatever they might be. But it really will cause a lot of electrical disturbance in your atmosphere, which affects you, and that's why I was leading into this positive energy. It's all positive energy, but human beings in a body feel when there's any energy, you immediately transmit it to be negative. If it's a foreign energy that you've never felt before, you immediately become frightened and feel that it's got to be negative. And it's not. It's pure energy.
Is there something that we can do to help the others around us because it's going to be difficult for them?
Well, I don't think you should be walking around telling people it's because there's a UFO above us, because they'll put you... Just say that it's an atmospheric condition and it's a high pressure level. And that it's a time of, and you can say it's a time of spiritual revolution, because it is. Because what I'm told, that Crab Nebula never comes, these entities, until the very end of a millennium. They seem to come and finish it off. I don't mean hurt you. They come to give as much energy and protection as they can towards the end. And they're just now beginning to visit, which you'll feel their energy. It's like anything else until you get used to it. You see, all planets really are Gnostic. What a planet evolves towards is Gnosticism. That's the ultimate of any planet's reward, or the ultimate of any being's total aspirations for spirituality is Gnosticism, which Gnosticism means a seeker of truth. Yes.
Is there a way that they disguise the ships that Society?
They have a cloaking device.
Is there any way to see through that?
You really can't, but you certainly can feel it. If you go out tonight and you stand in a field, or you stand outside your place, or you're able to go into even into a top floor or be closer, you'll certainly feel it. Yes.
And seeing if I do say to a friend or whatever, maybe a casual acquaintance, that my belief system involves this stuff, giant mothership, but other stuff.
Doesn't, yes, any of it.
Does that put, I know that some people, it could definitely put their job in danger, or a relationship or something, and they should be careful. I tend not to be very careful. I tend to figure anyone who figures I'm crazy.
You don't want them anyway.
Yeah. But do I bring danger into my life?
No, not at all. You've always been protected. And I think you always will be protected. In fact, I know you will be.
Interesting source of and purpose of protection, and to me anyway, it seems encouraging that, you know, they got our back.
Yes, very interesting.
Any comments?
Yeah. Let's hear. Jorge says 2 aliens are working in NASA. Some are judges, professors, and are working anywhere that their knowledge is needed. Yeah, that is what Sylvia has written about and maintained, that they are promoting like their professors and space engineers, and just doing the best they can to help. And
I thought you were starting a joke when you said two aliens are working at NASA, and it sounds like the start of a joke of some kind.
It does. It does. One alien says. Ramona says, "Old school, I've been praying for you and your family since I met you here. I hope that you can go to Mount Shasta. Yes, hope you have a beautiful time." Yeah, lots of folks mentioning prayers, which is really really lovely. Okay, let me look over on Facebook. Yeah, okay. I think that that's pretty much covered there. So, what I recall of them in a different trance talking about the UFO cloaking devices, just for anyone who is curious, is that it's actually a time warp. So basically, if there's, like, let's say that my hand is a UFO, or here, I'll use my phone. It's a UFO. So what they do is they create a time warp so that you're seeing this area where this is hovering. You're seeing this area like a couple minutes in the past.
Yeah, okay.
So this can be here, but you're actually seeing, but they're projecting a time warp so that when you look at it, you're seeing time in
a previous time.
Right.
That
right.
same, yeah.
And so I think that might be why some people will look up in the sky and be like, what is going on with this section of the sky? Like the clouds aren't quite right. Because it's like it's just like a weird thing in this thing in the sky, and it might be a time warp. So anyway, just some
which is I hadn't recalled that. I didn't remember that, but that's fun. I'm glad you brought that up. It reminds me of watching some of these new inventions that people have created, like a plastic that actually draws the image from around them through the glass, as it were, through the plastic that they put in front of them, so their image is somewhat cloaked or hidden as they stand behind the plastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Any comments, or do we want to hit the last one?
I think we can hit the last one. Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to hear more about Druids and Wicca practitioners or Gnostics. Our own emotions can activate appliances, telephones, very interesting. And then we're going to hear about children's natural psychic awareness and their natural protection that they have for being so fresh.
All right, here we go.
So Francine, a co-worker came up to me the other day and said, oh, there's a look of a druid around you. What was that person saying?
The look of a druid, it was one of the earliest Wiccas, and those were the ones that built Stonehenge. And they were very powerful and very Gnostic. And they believed that each life was open to a doorway to different galaxies. That's what Stonehenge meant. And people always spoke of Druids as being, and they never sacrificed any human beings. The same as the Aztecs did not either. And they will come to you with messages very much like used out of context. There's a look of the Druid about you. I mean, and where you want to say, what does that mean? Or from this point on, they might even give you a strange message, such as walking up to you and say, have you ever thought about the galaxy of Crab Nebula? Now that isn't something somebody would say to you. Yes.
Have they been coming outside my window at night?
Yes.
And they will continue to do that?
Yes. And you'll have bright lights shining in your window, and
Is that why the dogs next door?
oh yes, the dogs will go crazy with that.
But my dog doesn't. My dog
Because
doesn't.
your dog is with a spiritual family that it wouldn't bother him. Yes.
Last night, my daughter and myself, we felt that surge of energy.
Yes.
Is it because we're so close, we can feel the same things?
Yes, and also because you're becoming so spiritual from being together in these classes. Yes.
Is that what I felt on the plane yesterday?
Yes. It'll just knock you. Yes.
What was it with my car the other night?
That was your car will stop. Your car will not work right. Your car will race ahead.
Yeah, it did that, but it was armed and I was asleep, and all of a sudden, I'm way up in the hills. There's nobody around. The cops even came out. But the siren just went off for no reason.
Yeah, but see, they do that. They cause smoke detectors to go off, everything.
So that was scared the living gee whiz out of me.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Is that why my car wouldn't start today?
Cars won't start. Our cars will run faster. Lights will blink. A lot of electrical. Please don't get anything fixed during this period. Because if you do, you might find that your washing machine or your toaster that doesn't work will work in a few days. Yes.
Will this affect me 50 miles from here?
Oh, absolutely. That mothership is big enough to cover a whole area of this. 50 miles from here, 60 miles, 100 miles. It won't go much past that. Yes.
You talked about a telephone call. I had two of them this morning, one at 2 o'clock and one at 3:30. Somebody wanted to talk to John. Would that be unusual?
That's unusual for you, yes.
Can our own emotions cause, I think I know the answer to this one, cause telephones and devices to act up?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We're upset.
Yes, absolutely. You can create a hurricane of things to happen. And everything is going to be accelerated now. In other words, if your health is good, it'll be better. If your health is bad, it gets better. But you'll react by all kinds of, you can react by strange rashes on your face, or different parts of your body, or kidneys, a little bit aching in the kidneys or joints because of the energy thrust. And you'll feel it. Yes.
Now these crab nebulae, they are part of our world, therefore they're extraterrestrial. And yet we go to them in our astral mode. How clearly do they?
As clearly as if you were going right from your chair up. Because they're so advanced, they see your soul as you. Yes.
Is this group going to do any research like they did before?
Yeah, no. What they're going to do this time is just observe and protect. That's why I said they're not the Andromedans. The Andromedans are always the ones that are into the research. That's why I said crab nebulites are always, we're now convinced that the world only has so many years because they only show up for protection. They're not the investigative type. They're more avatar in spirituality. When Crab Nebula shows up, that means the end is upon you.
I just have a question about the tilting of the polar system. Just a point of curiosity. Are the poles going to slip southeast or southwest?
They just turn sideways on their axis. They don't, they tilt. If they're right, they tilt left.
Is that the part that's going to slip, the magnetic north pole?
Yes, it's already polarized and
Okay,
split.
so it's up here.
Yeah.
Is it going this way or this way? Is it going right or left?
It goes left. It's tilted to the right, now it's going left.
In protecting the children, does it help then to protect the children from the negative energy?
You know, children, you really don't have to protect that much. Children have a natural resiliency that they don't believe anything's bad, thereby negativity doesn't get to them.
What can we do to protect the people who encounter them?
Put this purple Bunsen burner or blue Bunsen burner light around those people.
Do the mirrors help?
Oh, the mirrors are indispensable.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Do the children are aware then that they are there?
Yes. Children are usually aware of all manner of extra, ultra, and also dark. That's why when a child says to you, Mommy, I don't like him, Mommy, I don't like her, you ought to listen. Even if it's Aunt Bertha, who everybody loved.
Is it good to ask them, have them talk?
Yes. Children used to say, even Sylvia's children used to say, especially Chris, it's very psychic, Mama, that's a mean man. That's a mean lady. Take notice of that.
Yes, and animals are similar to that too, have a similar... You're on... Oh, there you are. I wanted to... What is it? The question was asking about the polar... The magnetic North Pole, that it's moving, or how it's moving. Neil deGrasse Tyson, in one of the recent video podcasts, had a graphic showing... looking down at the top of the Earth and showing, I don't know how many years, I don't recall how many years, but showed a graphic representation of where magnetic North Pole has been over several years. So it's a fun thing. I don't know where he got it. I don't know where he found it, but or if they just produced it for themselves. But it's a fun representation to show where. You know, you think at the top, magnetic north has moved over time, and it's also supposed to just, completely reverse.
Yeah. I don't want anyone thinking that the whole Earth is going to suddenly start moving around. Like, Earth will stay the same. It's just
Right.
yeah.
The magnet, the core of this planet is iron, a
Yeah.
big chunk of iron. It
Big
just
magnet.
happens to be
Big.
in liquid form, and
Mhm.
creates, creates a magnet. Well, you got magnets you can hang on to. Well, the Earth is a big magnet, but the core also shifts around. The core's not solid, it's liquid, and it moves around. It's also, to my understanding, it's influenced by other planets and our sun. So things ebb and flow, kind of like.
Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating.
Cool. Any fun
Ron,
questions before we
yeah,
get on to our next?
yeah. I'll just read one. Ron says, "That's strange. This segment. The other day, my front car seat had slid back while I was inside the gas station, and it freaked me out. And now I have a possible explanation. That's
Wow.
very interesting. That is very interesting. My last car was very talkative to me about things that car sense. I was like, bless this diva in this car. It was very, very active. I was the most notable incident was I was on a detour coming from church in San Francisco down to LA because I was up there and I kept visiting, and there was a detour because there was a snowstorm, and I was like, oh my goodness. And so I was following this semi truck through a detour, and the semi went around the corner. I didn't see any tail lights ahead of me, and the inside cab light started like going off on, off on, off on, off on. I was like, what the heck is going on? I just like, all right, diva, angels, God, everybody's like saying like danger or something. And I turned around the corner, and there was a 20-car pileup that I would have just ran right on into if I hadn't slowed down immediately and gotten my car into a safer spot. And it was a wild, wild incident. But like my car, sometimes cars are very, very, very talkative, whether it's divas, extraterrestrials, or any other such things. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing. I want to read one more comment, if that's okay. And that is that Gardens shared, after we were talking about the cloaking device, shared, my daughter saw a square cut a month ago out in the sky when we were driving, and asked, what is that? And I never saw anything like that before in broad daylight. And it was just that is amazing. And I think that was possibly
The aliens forgot to put the thing back.
yeah, super, super cool. All right. So I think that's good for now.
Cool.
Okay.
Now it's time for meditation. Da, 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 da. For those of you that want to enjoy this, we encourage you to sit with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap. And in the meantime, I gotta go get it.
Marvelous.
Yeah, okay. All right. And for those of you that need to pay attention to what you're doing, don't pay attention to us, but by all means come back and listen to these wonderful meditations in the on-demand. And for the rest of us, here we go.
Find a comfortable chair to sit in, with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap. Now, take 3 deep breaths to start relaxing the mind and the body. When you are ready, close your eyes.
The bridge. Surround yourself with gold, purple, and white lights. Feel them emanating from you. I want you to think of a white bridge originating where you are seated and stretching across a chasm, which can be shallow or deep. Astrally, get up from your chair and begin to cross that white glistening bridge over the chasm. As you do, take all the guilt, hurt, and physical pain you carry, put them in a plastic bag, and throw it over the side. This action merely cuts your ties without causing harm. Do you feel alone? You walk this bridge with strength. You hold on to both sides and are sure-footed. No wind rocks the bridge. Nothing can hurt you. As you go, think to yourself, what's the worst that could happen? You can die. Is that the worst? That's easy. But no matter what happens, you can walk that bridge. Now you turn around and you are amazed to see others walking behind you on the glistening white bridge, throwing over their garbage bags. Some have huge, yard-size, hefty bags, and others have very small bags. All are filled with, I didn't get that job that seemed so great. I lost my lover. I wasn't what I wanted to be. Let it all fall over. Push it away from you and walk proudly across. Now you get across to the field and feel thinner, lighter, and brighter, more in tune with the infinite. This is because God is now channeling through you. You can open up your heart and connect with Him, her, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Let all that grace rush in from all the powers that be, the archetypes, your spirit guide, and those that have gone before you. How protected you are. Now you go across the bridge, and as you cross, you look over the side and see all that stuff, and know that it will never come up again to haunt or hurt you. As you cross, you feel lighter and brighter, filled with conviction about who you are and what you believe in.
Now, on the count of 3, come all the way back. 1, 2, 3. Fully and totally awake. Find.
That's the... Oh, I was trying to think of spiritual littering. Or dump that stuff over. It's a great middle of the day, end of the week or month. Walk over there and gather up that mental trash, emotional trash, and toss it over. What are you reading over there?
I'm reading about electromagnetism because someone was asking about gravity, and so I saw a very, very recent article that a new theory proposes gravity is not a fundamental force, but emerges from quantum electromagnetic interactions, potentially reshaping our view of space-time itself. Because some people have proposed, like a couple decades ago, that gravity might not exist and it might actually be electromagnetism. And all the physicists said, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. But now that we're understanding quantum theory, because Francine and Rahim have said, like, gravity, it actually doesn't exist. It's actually electromagnetism, but we just don't understand it well enough yet. And now we're getting to a point of like quantum mechanics and quantum computing, all things that I don't know anything about. But they're saying that no, this actually might be this might actually be electromagnetism, just understood in a different way. So shout out to Francine and Rahim for that prediction a long time ago that is now in a link that I just shared on the YouTube comment section. So I don't know. Very interesting though. So that's what I was looking at. Was
Cool.
The question. Yeah. But marvelous meditation.
Other than that, if you have any questions about what we shared, feel free to post in chat or email us questions to newspirit@novus.org. Of course, we appreciate listeners, both live and on demand. We appreciate that you send your appreciation for New Spirit Radio by sharing, liking, and subscribing. Check out our websites, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, and chrisrightnow.com. Yes, we're on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see. And Discord. That one, I keep seeing the message pop up. We're live on Discord, or not on Discord, but I see a post on there. You're putting that post for us. What else? You can go to our website and learn more about different things. Sunday services. I am due to record Sunday service here soon, which I post on the first Sunday of the month. In addition to that, on the first Sunday of each month, the Las Vegas church hosts live in-person service that you're welcome to attend to. In addition, they also Facebook Live that to a private group, Facebook group, which you can be invited to by putting your name on the email. Go to the website and post it on the website. You should get an invitation. Let's see. And that's hosted by our Reverend Ellen Schloss. On the last Sunday of the month, you can participate in a special Sunday Zoom service, which is also hosted by our Reverend Ellen Schloss. Put your email in the website and you should get a invitation to that. Now's the time for the novena and a hopefully brief explanation. We're going to say a phrase together. I'll lead us off, but we're going to say it together at the same time. And then I'll tell you what to ask for. Then we're going to do that 3 times. And that phrase is, I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Whether you think of it as a mantra or some other verbiage or phrase, it's helping us get it in our mind. Sometimes it's challenging for some of us. What is it called? A thick skull sometimes. That our tenet number 10 tells us, let no one convince you that you are less than a god. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth. And what I'd like you to do is visualize that we're all holding hands together, and it doesn't matter when you're watching this. We're just visualize that we're all in a huge ring together, whether in a large room or just out in space somewhere, whatever works for you. You know, visualize some of the older meditations we've heard about being out in that, the velvet darkness of space. I'm going to lead us off here, and I'll just say it with me. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for yourself. Okay, here's the second one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now ask for things for others. Okay, and the last one. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon of light for others seeking this spiritual knowledge. Think of something you appreciate from last week so you can carry that thought through next week to help keep you mentally appreciative, positive, and uplifted. Now, show your appreciation to Francine and Raheem for researching all of this wonderful knowledge, Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe to start this movement, and for showing us how to get some peace of mind and grace while we're here, Asna for helping us and protecting us, and Father God for providing the most prestigious school for us to experience, learn, and satisfy our unique spark of curiosity. Appreciate Bob Ingold's effects of his help and efforts, and especially Sammy and Javon for our wonderful theme music, our intro outros. Writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now, a prayer by Sylvia. And you can start posting what you think of the show in the comments. Let's see if this one works. There we go. All right, a prayer by Sylvia.
Prayer to flow with life. O God, time is a great healer of grief, deceit, and adversity. Is it not also the enemy of beauty and perhaps love? To ensure constancy is what is really beauty and love. One must commit oneself totally to the cause, the core. This, O God, must be the true formula, giving and loving. If not, then all dreams and hopes are fleeting and elusive. True constancy lies in you and your eternal time. Amen.
And Kat's going to tell us.
My goodness, we love you so much. Please go with blessings and take care of yourself. Good night. See you next week.
For so long we have ignored you, as if you were not there. All praise went to the Father. We were so unaware that through the years you've shed your tears for all the pain we bear. Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always think creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because of who you are. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You're more than a friend to me. You give me everything I need. In your peace you hold me tight. You are the bringer of the light. With no fear we boldly stand. Because you hold this world in your hands. You are the truth. You are the hope and love we never knew. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. Mother